Most sports talking heads make predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackie and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
Yep. Welcome in to the riskiest segment in sports talk and entertainment, where we put our reputations and careers on the line by keeping track of our predictions. Nobody else would dare. Not Stephen A., Lebitard, McAfee, all of the titans in sports talk. Just try to brush all their predictions under the rug. I forget that I said that. Forget that I said that.
The bosses have mentioned casually in the hall, just whispers so far, that the person who finishes in last place might not be employed after January.
Oh my gosh!
Like that's just a casual. I was walking by an open door, and I heard a conversation, and I just heard the last place finisher might not survive.
That's how we should do it. We should put it should be like a loser leaves town situation. Yeah, you don't get fired. You get relegated to like whatever the minor leagues of SKOR North would be. Some might say SKOR North is a minor league, so maybe we're already in the minor leagues. I don't know. But this is Write That Down on Mackie and Judd, where we make predictions, hold each other accountable with batting averages and home runs. Here's how it works. 3 predictions each week from everybody. They must be quantifiable. If you guys want to participate as listeners, like Sam is about to for the first time, you can hit us up either through the SKOR North app. Just tap on the feedback link at the bottom of the SKOR North app and send us a message. Or you can just slide into Declan's DMs on Twitter or Instagram, and we can get you scheduled that way. Before we get to the accountability session, a shout out to our friends at Federated Mutual Insurance Company. They have been helping business owners for over 100 years in the Twin Cities. You can check out all of the risk management resources and tools and people that can help you at Federated at federatedinsurance.com. And remember, at Federated, it's our business to protect yours.
Write this down.
Are you ready? Judd Zulgad came into the week with a .415 batting average. Just absolute Mike Trout levels of success here. He had 2 things come off the board.
Oh, but write that down as a fickle game.
Yes. Judd, you said the Wild would acquire Christian Dvorak by January 2022. Seems unlikely now that he's been traded to Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal.
They love their Arizona Coyotes. They traded for Max Domi, I think, a few years ago, and they've made some other trades. It's kind of like the Wild and the Buffalo Sabres from like 6 years ago, and they kept trading for like Chris Stewart and Matt Molson and all those guys.
The Sabres. The Twins, you said, will end their playoff losing streak this season.
Well, they are going to.
Another year older?
No, they're not.
They're going to end it because they're not going to participate in the playoffs.
No, that would mean it would continue, though. Otherwise, we would leave it on the board.
I'm joking.
It's wrong.
Yes, it is.
All right, I said Joe Ryan will throw no more than 85 pitches in his Twins debut and will strike out at least 6 batters. Well, he struck out 5 and threw 89 pitches, so I was wrong.
You know, there were some really brutal beats when it comes to Joe Ryan's debut.
Yeah, we'll get to another one.
Yep.
For sure.
Bad beats right there.
I said the Gophers would rush for at least 150 yards against Ohio State. They at least had that going for them. Listeners had nothing come off the board. Declan had a bunch of stuff come off the board, too. You said Mo Ibrahim will have at least 120 all-purpose yards against Ohio State. You said at least one of the following wrestlers will sign with AEW by the end of the year: Samoa Joe, Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickey James, or Daniel Bryan, who debuted on Sunday.
Yes.
With his real name, Bryan Danielson.
Danielson.
Yes.
Big fan.
Yes.
Big fan.
You said Joe Ryan will strike out at least 6 in his Major League debut. He struck out 5.
Look, I have been, and I know Jake DePew, honestly, him and I might be handcuffed in the Joe Ryan fan club, which we're going to be talking with Jake later today. But I might just steer away from Joe Ryan predictions until at least 2022 because I'm just getting burned. I got burned on semantics last week. I got burned by 1 strikeout. I was at Maynard's watching this game last Wednesday, and when he got pulled, I was furious. I had asked for another beer because I was furious. It was a surly beer.
Yeah, they don't with these young pitchers, Joe Ryan, Bailey Ober, like
coming out.
90 pitches is like what 120 pitches used to be 10 years ago.
Nolan Ryan start.
Yeah. So wrong about that one. Declan, you did say Ben Simmons will be traded to the Wolves between last week and this week's. Write that down.
Home run swing. Sometimes you miss.
Still might happen at some point, but
Yeah,
it did not happen last week. So with that, here are the updated standings. Judd Zulgad, a 406 average, leading the league, also has 5 home runs. I've got a 357 average and 2 home runs. Declan, 351 with 2 home runs. Listeners, 305 with 6 home runs, which leads the league. So everyone's having a pretty good season across the board here. Judd, all time, we've been keeping stats meticulously since 2018 on Write That Down. You have 179 career hits, 13 homers. I have 142 career hits, 12 homers. Listeners, 117 hits and 15 homers. Declan, 65 hits and 4 home runs. All right.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
So with that, let's get to the predictions this week. Bring in Sam, our guest listener predictor, making his debut on Write That Down. Sam, you are between college classes right now, I believe, is what you told us. And so if we're keeping you from a high-level education, we apologize in advance here.
No, you guys are all good. All good. Don't have class till 3 o'clock, so plenty of time.
There you go.
Awesome.
Nice.
Having some wrong predictions in here.
So we're going to have Sam lead off, over to Judd, back to Declan, and then I'll round it out. 3 trips around the room. Sam, why don't you start us off here with your first prediction, sir? Fire away.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll start off nice and simple today. Max Kepler will be traded before the Minnesota Twins opening day 2022.
Man. Yeah,
I think you are correct. I think I might have that one as well, because I'm pretty sure he's gone. I'm pretty sure Max is going to be gone.
What can you even really get for? He's under contract, which on one hand could be like he's under team control for a while, but on the other hand, he's been so bad. I just don't know what you're going to wind up getting
turn him
from
around, man. Always happens.
Someone will bite it.
You got somebody who's going to say that contract we can figure it out, and then they will, and he'll hit 306 next year, and we'll all be like, see, the Twins can't identify talent correctly.
Dude, he's a weird hitter, man.
He's very strange.
He hits a lot of pop-ups. I think that's his problem.
Yeah, you could probably
Write this down.
All right, Judd, your first prediction of the week.
All right, in light of the broadcasting assignments that I saw for Vikings Bengals, I'm going to tell you to write this down. The Fox team of Chris Myers and Daryl Moose Johnston will work at least 4 Vikings games this season. So they're working their first one on Sunday. They will work at least 3 more.
Well, there's the 2 Lions games are guaranteed. So
but I mean,
they just need one
the
more.
Lions games could get a worse team. I think
is there a worse team?
I think they have lower team. I think Chris Myers has ascended, and Daryl Johnston, who used to be on their, I think, number 2 team, has fallen. So
Daryl Johnston, like 15 years ago, it was Moose Goose and was it Kenny? That was the number 2 team.
Moose and Kenny, and then I want to say Daryl Johnston might have worked with Brett Brenneman. There's a deep drive. I might never work again. There's a deep drive to left for Castle. That's a 3-run homer, and it's the Reds 4-1, and my career might be over. So anyway, Myers and Johnston will work at least 4 Vikings games this season, Dex.
Okay.
Actually, I'm just pulling up here the 2021 Fox broadcast crews. I just want to see.
Yeah, see who's below. I got to think that there's at least a couple.
God, this is like just give me a list. It's like a full article here. So let's see. You got the A team is the same. You got Buck and Aikman. You got Kevin Burkhardt with Greg Olson this year.
Yeah, he's new.
And Pam Oliver.
Nice.
I feel like Pam Oliver short circuits like twice per season, where like her face gets frozen or something. She always has those viral moments. Who, by the way, Todd McShay taking a leave after his viral moment on Saturday.
That was weird.
Hope he's doing all right.
Kenny Albert with Jonathan Vilma this season.
I like Kenny. I don't know if I like Vilma.
And then we're also getting Kevin Kugler and Mark Sanchez as a partnership. Gus Johnson will work select games alongside Aqib Talib. So that could be kind of fun.
That.
Get some Gus-gasms this season.
Jennings is gone, huh?
Write this down.
Greg Jennings is out of the mix this year?
I guess. I don't know. Don't know what his deal is. All right, Declan, your first prediction.
A couple parlays for me this week on Write That Down. I'll start with this first one. Tanner Morgan will throw for 2 touchdowns, 220 yards, and the Gophers will beat Miami, Ohio.
Okay.
So Tanner Morgan will throw for 2 touchdowns, at least 220 yards, and the Gophers will beat Miami, Ohio.
All right. I like it. You guys are going to be there hosting a suite for SKOR North.
Write this down.
Drink responsibly. All right, back to Sam, your second prediction.
Phil.
Oh, I'm
Phil.
sorry. God dang it. I
No,
skipped
it's
myself,
Phil.
didn't
You
I?
skipped yourself.
Yep.
I'm gun shy. All right, I'm
skipped yourself.
struggling. I don't want to make
If
any
you want to
predictions.
forfeit the pick,
I'm going to take myself out of the lineup.
If you want to forfeit the pick, go right ahead.
All right, speaking of Gophers football, write this down. I liked what I saw so much against Ohio State. And I know that Ibrahim's a big loss, but they've got guys who can step up. Offensive line can block. Write this down. The Gophers will start at least 6-1.
All right.
So they will win at least their next 6 games.
Yep.
Getting everyone all excited for a tough stretch to end it. Northwestern, Iowa, Indiana, Wisconsin. But and then you look at the schedule. I mean, Colorado's not a pushover, but Nebraska,
Write this down.
Purdue. There's just a lot of gettable games here.
Big Ten's not great.
All right, now back to Sam for his second prediction.
All right. So just like Phil and listener Joe last week, I've been indulging in the Wolves Kool-Aid a little bit, and I think we'll be a much improved basketball team this year. So I'm going with, write this down. The Wolves will finish by season's end, regular season's end. The Wolves will finish no worse than 9th in the record column in the Western Conference.
Ooh, a little play-in action.
Yeah.
Sure hope so,
the
yeah.
play-in game so that we can
Write
play
this down.
postseason.
You know what? We'll take it.
Yes, we will.
Playing game, we'll
Absolutely,
take it.
yeah.
Plan the parade, baby.
It'll be a much improved season if that happens.
Let's definitely throw a parade up and down Hennepin if they make it to the playing game, win or lose. Let's plant our seats like
Have you seen the construction? We can't go
I
up
know.
and down Hennepin.
I know.
We can't move.
That's a good point.
Gonna
All
have
right,
to
so
move it.
we'll pick another side street somewhere else, I guess. All right, back to Judd Zolgad.
Write this down.
Your second prediction.
Okay, my theory has always been that one of the most replaceable positions in football is running back, especially when your offensive line is as deep and veteran as the Gophers have. So write this down. Gopher running back Trey Potts will rush for 1,000 or more yards this season.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I was
Trey
going to go there
Potts,
too.
who's going to take over as I believe, as the lead back. He's next on the depth chart. I'm going to put him on a 1,000-yard rushing season. That line is veteran. It's a good line. I think they'll get 1,000 yards.
Yeah, it's no disrespect to Ibrahim, but I think it's more about the offensive line than it is about the running back within reason. Like you can't just have Judd back there or me, but somebody who can run a little
Write this
bit.
down.
You know,
You should have seen me at 25, dude. I could have been back.
Christian Okoye.
Yeah, exactly.
Who were
right.
you?
Oh, God.
Earl Campbell.
Okay, people
I
grabbing
was
at
the
your
biggest kid
jersey.
in my class. I could carry piles of my classmates on my back
Leroy Horde.
and not go down as I streaked. I broke away to the end zone.
Was it who was the guy from Mike Allstott, that Buccaneers running back, fullback from like the early 2000s,
Great neck
late
roll.
90s?
Purdue, he was a pain in the ass. He's good.
That's Judd in junior high.
Neck roll.
All right, Declan, your second prediction here.
All right, a Minnesota Wild prediction. Marco Rossi will not dress in the Wild's regular season opener against the Ducks.
Okay.
So my thought here is he can still make the active roster, or he could be a healthy scratch. He could be on IR. But my point is I don't want him to lose it if he makes the roster but is out on opening night. So Marco Rossi will not dress in the Wild's regular season opener against the Ducks.
Write this down.
All right. What's the date? We're talking mid-October?
Early October, I believe. Yeah, October.
God, that's
They're in
coming up so, man.
They're in California to kick off the season.
Dude, the hockey offseason, I know it was a little bit of a weird schedule this year, but even in a normal year, hockey and basketball offseason, the teams that make it to the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals literally get like a month and a half off before they have to work out for training camp.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Just shorten those seasons. All right, write this down. I'm going to go for a home run here because I only have 2 on the season. Daniil Hunter is back. Daniil Hunter will tally a strip sack in this game against the Bengals. Write it down.
Ooh.
A strip sack against the Bengals.
Write this down.
I think he's back. I think people are sleeping on one of the best defensive players in the NFL because he was out last year. All right, Sam, your third and final prediction, sir.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, I'm a senior up at St. John's in St. Cloud this fall, and I'd be kicking myself if I didn't get a Johnny prediction in here. So I've got a 3-item parlay here this morning. That's it's all about the Johnny football team. So
Okay.
first one. So here we go. Got a big game against Bethel here in I think 2 weeks, a week from this Saturday. So the Johnny football team will beat Bethel by at least 10 points. They will go undefeated in the regular season, and they will win the MIAC Conference Championship.
There it is.
Nice.
A little Johnny parlay there from Sam, up in Declan's stomping grounds in and around St. Cloud area.
Well, he at least has a football team to watch. My great alma mater, the St. Cloud State University, cut its football program 4 years ago.
It's
So
folded. We're sorry about that, Declan.
yeah, it's really a
John's
shame too.
great.
Like the football stadium's only
Great
like
stadium.
18 years old. It's like one of the nicer football stadiums in the state outside of like US Bank and
so
TCF Bank. And it's
what do
just
they do
not
with
gonna
it
be-
now?
I don't know. They put a dome over it in the winter. They've done that for years.
It's a big bar, Phil. It's a
But
bar
yeah,
now.
make it a huge open air bar or something. I don't
Yeah.
think that's a bad idea.
St. Cloud kids enjoy that.
So Sam, since you've got this life-changing platform here on Mackie and Joe, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this point?
Yeah, I just think one of my best friends, Ben, since first grade, we've been good buddies, and he's probably one of the most sports knowledgeable dudes I know. And being able to go to him and keeps me up to date on my sports stats and breaking news and that sort of thing. So great dude to just go talk to and keep me up to date with all things sports. And then I think just you guys too. I mean, you guys put out a great product day in and day out. So keep up the good work. It's a great podcast. So.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Sam. Thanks to Ben for being the sports knowledge base that he is. And we'll get you on again sometime, Sam. Thanks for hanging out with us, dude.
Talk to you later.
Absolutely, yeah. You guys have a good one.
All right, that's the guest listener predictor, Sam, here on Write That Down. We make
Write
our
this down.
final lap round here. Judd Zolgad, your final prediction.
All right. Nelson Cruz will have 3 or more postseason home runs for the Rays this year.
Kind of feels like that.
Nelson Cruz will hit 3 or more postseason home runs for the Rays.
How would you guys feel if the Rays carried the Twins' vision was when they signed Nelson Cruz and when they brought him back, right, was young team, feisty, ready to win, need a veteran power hitter to take that lineup and clubhouse to the next level to win it all. That was the Twins' vision.
Yep.
If the Rays carried through that vision with Nelson Cruz instead, how would you guys feel?
I'd love it. He deserves it.
Well, I would love it on behalf of Nelson Cruz.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
also feel amazingly jealous and
Yeah,
spiteful.
But here's the difference. If I considered the Rays and Twins as franchises as far as success to be close, I might. But the Rays, year after year, after trading key guys, continue to compete. Like I feel like the Rays have the recipe, and the Twins are like, well, we think we've got one. We found a recipe on the floor here. Let's try and cook this cake, and it sort of works, but then it's flat. So like I don't see a big. I mean, the Rays do everything. I don't know how they do it, but they do. I mean, year after year, it feels like now they're super competitive. So I'd say good for Cruz. He got to the right place. It's probably ultimately a good trade. The other thing I'm not sleeping on is, and I know this sounds crazy, I wonder if Cruz is back here next year.
Wouldn't be shocking. Yeah,
It feels like
he seems to love it here.
Yeah, and they love him so much. I mean, it almost feels like, hey, you know, we're going to give you a really good opportunity, potentially go to and win a World Series, and then we might sign you back for a year. I just have a weird feeling about it.
I think
I can see that.
if he wins the World Series, I think he could retire. If he doesn't win the World Series, I think he's going to want to sign with a team that can win the World Series next year.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I think that would be my worry.
Then I wouldn't be here. Then nix what I just said.
Right. I don't know. I think just one more thought on this, and then we'll round up the predictions. Your first instinct is, well, why don't the Twins just hire someone from the Rays front office? They did. They literally hired the guy that oversees pitching analytics for the Rays. They stole him 2 years ago.
Yepers.
So maybe it just hasn't come to fruition yet. Maybe there's still things percolating in the minor leagues that are going to pop up. Maybe we're seeing it, right? Maybe Joe Ryan and Bailey Ober and these guys are going to be this amazing generation of Twins pitchers driven by analytics and data and information. We haven't seen it manifest at the major league level, but they they have stolen from the Rays front office. So I guess we'll see.
Write this down.
All right, Declan, your final prediction.
All right, a primetime NFL football parlay.
Wow, dude.
For all the primetime games this weekend.
Love it.
Bucks beat the Saints, Rams beat the Bears, Ravens beat the Raiders.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it all. I know all, and believe all. The Ravens are on the road against the Raiders. Obviously, I believe the Bucks are favored at home against the Saints. The Rams are obviously favored against the Bears. But I will put it all in a parlay that still will say Bucks will beat the Saints, Rams beat the Bears, Ravens beat the Raiders.
What do we do with this one, Judd? Is this a home run? I mean, it's a 3-team parlay.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a home run if it
Home
hits.
run. Home run if it hits.
We'll give you a home run. Most things that are 3-item parlays are going to be home runs on this show. Unless it's just like everything is just a drastic favorite.
The Vikings have a first down. Dalvin Cook will rush for 5 yards, and Justin Jefferson will have a reception.
I like it. All right, my final prediction, I'm going to continue
down.
to try and pay off. Declan made a prediction earlier in the year that I would whiff on at least 5 Bachelor-related predictions, the TV show, and I want to make sure that I'm taking enough swings here. I don't want to shy away from the challenge. Sure. And so I will say I have not seen, on our system here, I have not seen last night's episode yet.
Me either.
And of Paradise, and I have not read any spoilers about the rest of the season, so you're just going to have to trust me on this. So my prediction is Grocery Store Joe and Serena P will wind up as a couple when the show comes to a conclusion. So the goal is you're supposed to leave the island as a couple, either engaged or as a couple. They will leave the island deciding to continue to see how things go at the very least as a couple.
Did you say Grocery Store Joe?
Yeah.
Grocery Store Joe.
He's a legend, dude.
Yeah, man. Just a
Great
super
guy.
nice guy from Chicago that used to own a grocery store, and now he's an Instagram influencer who does food reviews and stuff.
Yeah, I like
super
Grocery
nice
Store
guy.
Joe. Very nice guy. Very normal guy. I want to have beers with him. I see
shy guy,
my dude,
introverted guy. Yeah.
I see my dude Greg and Andrew and I forget who else have been hanging out a lot too on Instagram. They've been flying back and
Bunch of
forth
nice
and
guys.
whatnot.
Yeah, just talking about how to manipulate women.
We'll all get together. I'll get together with them. We can all talk about gaslighting. It'd be a whole thing. It'd be really fun.
the gaslighting trio. Declan,
God.
Andrew, Greg. It'll be great.
Jesus Christ.
So those are your predictions. Write that down, and an accountability session. Judd with that 406 batting average here late in the year. Very Ted Williams-like. We'll see what his strategy is. When we get to the Purple Daily edition of Write That Down, I have a major bone to pick with Judd.
I can't wait.
Now that we've tallied up last week's
I can't wait
accountability
to hear it.
session.
I can't wait to hear it. I see this. This is a very black and white thing. So, you might have a bone to pick, but that just probably means
listen. Yeah, I just don't. Like they say on The Bachelor and Bachelorette, are you here for the right reasons? I'm not sure if Judd is here for the right reasons and doing things the right way. And write that down. There's a certain way to do things and write that down. Okay,
professional.
It's not how we do things.
Okay, professional things like write that down. You do it by hook or crook. You're not there. The only reason why I'm here
play
is
the
to try
game
and
the right
win.
way, Zolgad.
No. You know what? You take your Twins philosophy circa 1995 and you can shove it because I am here. I am on steroids. I'm on steroids. I'm popping pills. I'm staying up late. I'm doing greenies.
Okay.
I am playing day games after night games. I'm here to win.
Phil, I want you to pull the Katie and just take a step back and tell Judd, i.e. Thomas, your bachelor audition ends tonight. There's the door. Goodbye.
Do you know what I am?
Write it down. You like writing things down.
I'm the Ty Cobb of Write That Down. I play
Cleats
dirty.
So no one likes you? You're
Georgia
racist?
Peach.
You're a terrible
Everyone
person
hates
deep
me.
down?
I'm not racist, but
May
everybody
have murdered
hates me.
someone and covered it up.
Exactly
Not
right.
sure.
You don't know. You don't know. I bring the unknown to Write That Down.
Yep.
Oh, God.
So, all right. Well, that's a wrap on today's episode of Mackie and Judd. Stay tuned on the Purple Daily channel, wherever you find podcasts, or our YouTube channel for a very controversial episode of Write That Down. And we're just a few days away from the Vikings season. Football.